Time in 3 years to do this. I appreciate the Commissioner for asking me. For those of you who I do not know, my name is Rex Nelson. I'm president of Arkansas's Independent Colleges and Universities, which is the association of all the private colleges and universities in the state tonight. In fact, I have two of my bosses in the room, Dr. Bruce McClarty from Harding University and Dr. Rex Horn from Ouachita Baptist University, so I will be on my best behavior this evening for a change. But it is an honor to be here. As I have told Will before, I love doing this so much because this is what I grew up with. I grew up in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, where Ouachita Baptist and Henderson State were the teams that I watched play on a regular basis. My father was in the sporting goods business, and so I spent my entire childhood going to football games and basketball games and baseball games. My dad was also a track starter even, so track meets all over. And I must tell you, to see, having grown up on the old Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference and following the old Oklahoma Intercollegiate Conference, to see these schools come together in recent years and form the Great American Conference has given me something. It was almost like returning to my childhood, something I did not think I would see. And indeed, it has worked. Indeed, in just a few short years, we have formed one of the best conferences in all of NCAA Division II. So as you go about the room upon leaving tonight, I know we have a number of our presidents here, and we will honor several of these that are retiring, but some of the people here are the founders of this conference. They're the ones that had the dream. They're the ones that had the idea. They are the ones who made the GAC happen, and how great it has been for our student athletes, both in Arkansas and the state of Oklahoma. With that, I would like to introduce our commissioner for the commissioner's report, Will Pruitt. I would like to say Will and I think have become not just acquaintances but friends. We share an interest in sports and Southern history and culture and Greasy Spoon restaurants all over the region where we share notes, so we get along. So I would say here's Will, but he makes me refer to him as Mr. Commissioner. At least he doesn't make me put Esquire on the end, but inside joke that a few got. So, Mr. Commissioner, the podium is yours. Welcome, Will Pruitt.
Good evening. I think most of you that know me, just plain Will works just fine. But good evening and welcome to our third annual Night of Champions. Whether you're taking time out from your schedule to watch on the GAC Sports Network, or for those parents, administrators, coaches that have joined us here in Little Rock, thank you for taking the time to celebrate 2013-14 with us. Before I get started, I would like to thank a couple of people from my staff, Audra Tope, Eric Moyer. They're responsible for most of the work that have gone into this evening, and they're responsible for a lot of the things that you see, the website, communications. That's Eric's job. He does a tremendous job with that. Audra does the compliance, a lot of sport administration. I'm extremely blessed to have them on my staff, and please thank them for being a part of the GAC family. Also be remiss if I didn't mention my other co-worker who happens to be my wife, Stephanie, who puts up with a whole lot. She doesn't get away from me at the office. She has to deal with me 24 hours a day, and probably not the funnest thing in the world. And to say hi to Olivia, the official baby of the Great American Conference, in the back of the room. But I'm so grateful for what our student athletes, coaches, and leadership have accomplished in 3 short years. Your efforts have quickly moved us past the point to where we're that startup conference or that Oklahoma-Arkansas conference that people don't know about. In short order, we have become a conference that is a destination conference that schools from other leagues have interest in, that has long-term stability, and we owe so much to our leadership for that. Our student athletes, our coaches, we're on the cusp of winning a national championship, someone in our league membership. And I have every confidence in the world that it's not going to be long before we kick that door down, hopefully this next year. As the founding leadership of our conference had envisioned, the GAC continues to be one of the most balanced conferences in Division II. 7 schools earned a regular or postseason championship this year. In fact, all 11 GAC schools had at least one program that finished second in the league. For those of you that have been around other leagues that seem to be just 1 or 2 schools win all of the championships or seem to be top heavy, the balance that we have is really a hallmark of the Great American Conference and something that I'm exceptionally proud of. A quick look back at those 2013-14 champions: men's cross country, Harding University; women's cross country, Harding University; women's regular season soccer and tournament champion, Southwestern Oklahoma State University; football, Henderson State University; volleyball regular season, Harding University; volleyball tournament, Arkansas Tech University; men's basketball regular season, Arkansas Tech University; men's basketball tournament, Harding University; women's basketball regular season, Harding University; women's basketball tournament champion, Southwestern Oklahoma State University; men's and women's golf, pulling both championships, Henderson State University; men's tennis regular season, Southeastern Oklahoma State University; men's tennis tournament champion, Ouachita Baptist University; women's tennis regular season and postseason, Harding University; softball regular season, Southeastern Oklahoma State University; softball tournament, Southern Arkansas University; baseball regular season, Arkansas Tech University; and the baseball tournament champions, Southern Arkansas University. Congratulations to all of those teams. I'll turn things back over to Rex in just a minute or two as we take one last look at 2013-14 before we turn the page to 2014-15. But I do want to take just a moment to recognize 4 very special individuals that we're going to honor a little bit later in our ceremony. But we have 3 presidents that are retiring at the end of this academic year or at the end of this calendar year. Larry Minks at Southeastern Oklahoma State, Jack Lassiter at the University of Arkansas at Monticello, and Robert Brown at Arkansas Tech. The vision that these leaders had in creating this conference, we all owe a debt of gratitude. And frankly, I can't imagine my job without having these individuals in those positions of leadership. For the support that you've given me during my tenure as commissioner, thank you. And one last person. She can't be with us here tonight, and she's probably embarrassed to death that we're even talking about her. Kelly Litch. Kelly, if you don't know Kelly, she's been the Senior Women's Administrator, Compliance Coordinator, Associate Athletic Director at Southwestern for a number of years. Before that, she was a coach, and before that, she was probably merely only the greatest women's basketball player in the history of the state of Oklahoma. Not only has she accomplished all of these great things, she's truly one of the most caring and humble people that I've ever met. And I think I speak for a lot of us in this room that we're really going to miss when we go to Weatherford or when we go to conference meetings, not having Kelly in the room. And thank you, Kelly, for everything that you've done for us. Thanks again for spending this evening and celebrating the Great American Conference with us. Enjoy the evening.
I I want to talk just a little bit more about the individuals to whom Will was referring, because we are losing key people in our young conference. First of all, retiring Dr. Larry Minks. He has been the president of Southeastern Oklahoma State University since 2009. Again, one of the founding fathers of this great American conference. He was the 19th president of Southeastern with more than 40 years of combined administrative and teaching experience. At Rogers State, he was a key member in the leadership team that transitioned that institution from a two-year school to a regional university status. He was the recipient of the 1985-86 Longwood University Faculty Recognition Award. He could not be with us tonight, but let's give a hand for Dr. Larry Minks of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. And Will just mentioned Kelly Litch. I mean, just incredible. I'm sitting tonight with my friends from Weatherford, and I was there for a football game this fall and got there early and went down to Kelly's office and had the chance to read a lot of things on the wall. And indeed, she was one of the great athletes in the history of the state of Oklahoma. You notice I didn't qualify that by saying she was one of the great female athletes. She was one of the great athletes, period, in the history of the state of Oklahoma. A native of Thomas, Oklahoma, she made her mark as a women's basketball player, scoring more than 2,700 career points, earning NAIA first-team All-American honors 4 times, and pacing the Lady Bulldogs, I want you to contemplate this for a minute, as a college player to a 129-5 record. Think about that a little bit. 129-5, 3 national titles. She later served as an assistant coach for 2 more national title teams at Southwestern. As an administrator, she helped move Southwestern to NCAA Division II, and she played a key role in developing policies from the Great American Conference. She's a member of the Southwestern Oklahoma State University Athletic Hall of Fame, the NAIA Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, and the National Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's give a hand for Kelly Litch of Southwestern Oklahoma. And now we will honor a couple of men who are with us tonight, and it is my pleasure to honor them. I, again, consider both friends, and I had the great opportunity of working with them both on a number of issues during the almost decade that I spent in the Arkansas governor's office. First, President Robert Brown of Arkansas Tech University. The 11th president in Arkansas Tech history, Dr. Brown has overseen dramatic growth. Since his tenure began in 1993, Tech's enrollment has grown from just 4,700 students to more than 10,000 students. In fact, the university has seen record enrollment for 14 consecutive years. Now let this stat sink in for a moment. Of all the degrees awarded in the history of Arkansas Tech University since its founding in 1909, more than 52% have been under Dr. Brown's watch. He's also overseen $210 million worth of renovations and construction on that campus. Anybody who knows Dr. Brown knows he is an avid supporter of athletics, Arkansas Tech athletics, and also NCAA Division II. He has been a leading spokesman for Division II and the worth of Division II athletics. Like I said, he's an avid supporter of the team, always at events. I've even seen him on the sidelines at games. I will not press Steve Mullins and ask, has Dr. Brown ever called any plays? But he was one of our founding fathers, and when I say our, I mean the Great American Conference. He was one of the men who made this conference happen. Dr. Brown was named the 2002 Russellville Citizen of the Year. He was named to the Long Purple Line, the Hall of Distinction of his alma mater, Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. We're proud he came to Arkansas, a great record at Arkansas Tech University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Robert Brown of Arkansas Tech University. say anything? You want to say anything?
No, that's okay.
Hey, don't say anything?
No, you never offer a college president the microphone. You never do.
Okay.
All right, let's do the vote. Thank you, Will. And thank you, Rex.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Next, we will honor the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas at Monticello, Jack Laster, another key figure in the creation of this conference. He's had 3 different stints on that campus at Monticello. Much of what you see there is the direct result of the work of Dr. Laster. He has made an indelible mark on the UAM campus. As Chancellor since 2004, he has implemented facility upgrades across the campus, including an indoor practice facility, expanded press box, chair back seating at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium, renovations to the baseball and softball facilities. He instituted a very popular tailgating area surrounding Weevil Pond. He started the Walk of Champions there. Again, like Dr. Brown, Dr. Laster is an avid supporter of the athletic programs at his university. Between stints at UAM, he was the chancellor of the University of Arkansas Community College at Batesville, which also experienced great growth during his tenure. And then he was the executive vice president of the University of Arkansas system based here in Little Rock. Dr. Laster, again, instrumental in the foundation of the Great American Conference, served nationally on the NCAA Division II President's Council, yet another of the GAC's founding fathers. Please give a hand to Chancellor Jack Laster. Go ahead. No. Okay. He just said you never offer a college president, so I was taking that as a blanket order, the microphone. We do want to honor real quickly, and hold your applause till I read all of these, but we do want to honor our Spring Sportsmanship Awards. As you know, in each of the 13 GAC-sponsored sports, the league recognizes the team that exemplifies good sportsmanship among players, fans, and all involved with the events as chosen by league game officials and coaches based on a point system. Those teams for the spring are Harding in men's golf, Southwestern Oklahoma in women's golf, Harding in men's tennis, Henderson in women's tennis, Southern Nazarene in softball, and Harding in baseball. Let's give those teams all a hand. Now we're going to move on to our Male Athlete of the Year nominees. I ask if you're in attendance so that we may keep this thing rolling, that as I start reading your stats that you go on and come to the front of the room while I'm still reading. So if you are here when I read the name, please come to the front of the room. Let's start with our Male Athlete of the Year nominees. Ben Agredano of the University of Arkansas at Monticello, senior baseball player out of Anaheim, California. He was a finalist for the Josh Willingham Award as the Division II Player of the Year. He led UAM to its first ever NCAA tournament appearance and set UAM's single-season record with 81 hits. Ben Agredano of the University of Arkansas at Monticello. Next, Randy Vallejo of Arkansas Tech University, a junior baseball player out of Texas. Randy tied for the Division II national lead with 18 saves to earn first team all GAC honors. He led Arkansas Tech University to the GAC regular season baseball title. Let's give Randy a hand. Next, Caleb Holly from East Central University, senior football player out of Anchorage, Alaska. set the East Central single season and single game records in 2013, and has signed a free agent contract with the Buffalo Bills of the National Football League. Next, Matt Calhoun of Harding University, a senior baseball player from there in Searcy. Matt ranked in the GAC top 10 in 7 major offensive categories. He finished as Harding's career leader in fielding percentage, in chances, and in putouts. Matt Calhoun from Harding University. Next, Kevin Rogers from Henderson State University, a junior football player from Rockwall, Texas. Kevin is with us tonight. He threw for more than 400 yards per game to lead NCAA Division II, and he paced the Reddies to a second consecutive GAC football championship. Not only a second consecutive GAC football championship, but a second consecutive undefeated regular season. Let's have a hand for Kevin Rogers of Henderson. Next, Jonathan Freemeyer from Northwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior baseball player from Kingwood, Texas. Jonathan hit more home runs than 5 GAC teams. Let that one sink in. More home runs individually than 5 GAC teams. He led the conference with 16 home runs, third-team All-American. He has signed a free agent contract with the Tampa Rays organization of Major League Baseball. Jonathan Freemeyer. Next, we honor Davis Ward, senior baseball player from Little Rock for Ouachita Baptist University. He is a St. Louis Cardinal draftee, a 2-time GAC Pitcher of the Year, earned Division II National Gold Glove honors, won 5 games versus nationally ranked teams in 2013, and tied for the career Ouachita victory record with 26 wins. Davis Ward. It's really good to see how many of these people have signed major leagues and NFL contracts. We know why a lot of them aren't here tonight as they advance their careers. Next, Marcos Sevilla of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, a sophomore golfer out of Spain, the first Southeastern Oklahoma golfer to qualify for the NCAA Division II National Tournament after finishing 3rd in the Super Region. He established a school record versus par during the 2013-2014 school year. Next, as we move back to football, Tyler Sikora from Southern Arkansas University at Magnolia, a senior football player from Jesseville, ended his career with 17 Southern Arkansas school records, including career totals of 9,010 passing yards and 82 touchdowns. That more than doubled the previous school records at Southern Arkansas. Tyler Sikora. Next, Michael Hearn from Southern Nazarene University, a junior golfer out of the country of Wales, claimed medalist honors in 6 of 9 tournaments that he played in, including a 9-shot win, wasn't even close, at the GAC Championship, established a conference record with an amazing 62 last fall at the GAC Preview. Michael Hearn of Southern Nazarene University. And our last nominee for our Male Athlete of the Year, Rod Camphor of Southwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior basketball player from Baltimore, Maryland, the GAC Men's Basketball Player of the Year, and a first-team All-Central Region honoree. Scored in double figures in 26 of 27 games and scored a team-high 17 points at the NCAA Division II All-Star Game. Rod Camphor of Southwestern Oklahoma. Let's give all of these nominees a big hand. Those are our nominees for Male Athlete of the Year. Now our nominees for Female Athlete of the Year. Again, if you are present, come forward as I'm reading your stats. First, Beth Johnson from the University of Arkansas at Monticello, a senior softball player out of Allen, Texas, a three-time All-GAC player who hit .346 as a senior. She started every game during her UAM career and played a part in 140 wins by the Cotton Blossoms. Beth Johnson from UAM. Next, Rebecca Sertival of Arkansas Tech University, a junior golfer who hails from Stockholm, Sweden. The three-time GAC Women's Golfer of the Year, recorded a dozen top 10 finishes in 13 outings, including her second GAC Championship Medalist Award. Rebecca Sertival of Arkansas Tech University. Next, Gina Mingwasser of East Central University, a senior softball player from Edmond, Oklahoma. She ranked in the Great American Conference top 10 in slugging percentage, homers, doubles, and RBI as a senior. She was a two-time All-GAC catcher. She had 23 home runs and batted .358 in 2 years as a Tiger. Gina Mingwasser of East Central University. Next, we honor Molly Arnold from Harding University, a senior volleyball player, a two-time GAC Player of the Year, led the league in kills and points per set while ranking in the top 20 nationally in both of those stats. Molly Arnold from Harding. Our next nominee, Kendall Earp of Henderson State University, a senior golfer from Crockett, Texas. Kendall helped her team claim the GAC Team Championship with a second-place finish at the GAC tournament. She is a two-time All-GAC honoree, compiled 6 top 10 finishes in 2013, 2014. Let's give Kendall a big hand. Next, Shelby Anderson from Northwestern Oklahoma State University, a junior softball player from Mountain Home, Arkansas, a two-way starter, led the Great American Conference with a 1.63 earned run average, a .444 batting average. She also established school single-season records in on-base percentage, hits, homers, walks, wins, batting average, and ERA. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 school records. Let's give Shelby a big hand. Congratulations. Next, Haley Hatcher from Ouachita Baptist University, a sophomore soccer player from Maumelle, Arkansas. The Great American Conference Player of the Year, first team All-Central Region honoree. Her 19 goals were 13 more than any other individual in the conference, one of only 6 Division II players to average more than 1 goal per game. Haley Hatcher from Ouachita. Next, Jessica Simmons from Southeastern Oklahoma, a sophomore softball player from Bethel, Oklahoma. She was the GAC Player of the Year and an all-region selection, paced her team to a Central Regional Championship and a third-place finish after hitting .413. She also stole 38 bases. Jessica Simmons from Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Next, Shelby Miller from Southern Arkansas University, a freshman sophomore player out of Texas, a freshman softball player out of Texas. She was the GAC softball tournament most valuable player. She led her team to victory. She also led her school to its first NCAA tournament trip. She had 15 home runs. She hit .413, added 15 wins, and 7 saves as a pitcher. Shelby Miller from Southern Arkansas University. Next, Masha Andrea Novak of Southern Nazarene University, a junior tennis player who hails from Russia, a 2-time first-team All-GAC honoree, 11-0 all-time versus conference opponents at #1 singles, named the GAC Player of the Year, and was named to the Intercollegiate Tennis Association Regional Player to Watch for 2014-2015, Masha Andrianova of Southern Nazarene University. And our final nominee, Michelle Fisher of Southwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior basketball player from Mustang, Oklahoma. Michelle is with us tonight, a two-time first-team All-Great American Conference. She led her team to the GAC basketball tournament title. She was the career leader with 225 made three-pointers and scored 1,446 points to rank fourth all time in school history. Let's give a hand for Michelle Fisher. And those are your nominees for Female Athlete of the Year. Now our Male Scholar Athlete of the Year nominees. Again, if you are present, start coming up as I read your name. Male Scholar Athlete of the Year nominees: Tyler Carruthers of the University of Arkansas at Monticello, a senior baseball player from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Dean's List student, batted .322 to help the Boll Weevils advance to the NCAA tournament for the first time in UAM school history. Tyler Carruthers of the University of Arkansas at Monticello. Next, Thomas Sainer of Arkansas Tech University, a senior football player from Prairie Grove. A two-year starter for the Wonder Boys, he compiled a 3.63 grade point average as a biology major, also active in community service. Thomas Sainer of Arkansas Tech. Next, Julian Caminos of East Central University, a senior tennis player from Buenos Aires, Argentina, helped the Tigers to a third consecutive runner-up finish at the GAC tournament. Julian Caminos of East Central University. Our next nominee, Hayden Johnson of Harding University, a senior basketball player from Phoenix, Arizona. Hayden was a first-team All-District COSIDA Academic All-American. He helped Harding win the 2014 GAC basketball tournament. He is the all-time leading scorer in Great American Conference history. Let's have a hand. He's with us tonight for Hayden Johnson from Harding University. Once again, Kevin Rogers from Henderson State University, junior football player from Rockwall, Texas, a magna cum laude graduate in finance with a 3.9 grade point average. He also, and I know many of you read about this, organized tornado relief earlier this spring following those awful tornadoes in Mayflower, Arkansas and Valonia, Arkansas. He is a two-time first-team All-GAC quarterback. Again, let's have a hand for Kevin Rogers from Henderson State University. Congratulations again. Alex Himberger from Northwestern Oklahoma State University, a junior football player out of Kansas. He led his team in tackles. He was named as a National Football Foundation and Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame Scholar Athlete after compiling a 3.66 grade point average in agribusiness. Alex Himberger from Northwestern Oklahoma. Next, Sean Nolan from Ouachita Baptist University, a senior baseball player from Dallas, a summa cum laude graduate with a 4.0 grade point average. He participated in 23 games for the Tigers and was named the Frank Higginbotham School of Business Outstanding Student. Another nominee, Jeff Hunter from Southeastern Oklahoma State University. He is a senior golfer from Thunder Bay, Ontario, a Capital One Academic All-American who won the title at the Natural State Classic and recorded two other top 5 finishes as a member of the golf team, a magna cum laude graduate with a 3.93 grade point average, Jeff Hunter from Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Once again, we honor Tyler Sikora of Southern Arkansas University. Tyler was awarded the Auburn Smith Award, which is Southern Arkansas's most prestigious award for a student athlete. He was involved in a number of community service programs that have earned the school recognition from the NCAA. Tyler Sikora from Southern Arkansas. Next, Stan West from Southern Nazarene University, a senior football player from Moore, Oklahoma. A 3-year starter, was the recipient of the Southern Nazarene University President's Award and a National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete, Stan West from Southern Nazarene University. And our final nominee, Ryan Corbin from Southwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior football player from Newcastle, Oklahoma. Ryan was an All-American honoree who overcame a knee injury and a tornado that destroyed his family's home to become the Southwestern Oklahoma all-time leading receiver, Ryan Corbin from Southwestern Oklahoma State University. Those are your nominees for Male Scholar Athlete of the Year. Let's give all of them a hand. Now your nominees for Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. Brittany Idle from the University of Arkansas at Monticello, a senior softball player out of Texas, a 4-year starter for the Cotton Blossoms who earned all conference honors on 3 occasions, as well as the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association and the NCAA Division II Athletic Directors Association Scholar Athlete Awards, Brittany Idle of the University of Arkansas at Monticello. Sarah Motzinger of Arkansas Tech University, a senior volleyball player out of Normal, Illinois, and Sarah is with us tonight. An All-Great American Conference and an All-Great American Conference academic honoree. Posted the 4th highest career attack percentage in Arkansas Tech University history and was active in community service. Let's give Sarah a big hand. Congratulations. Next, Agustina Moran of East Central University, a senior tennis player out of Argentina, the NCAA Woman of the Year nominee, ECU's team MVP, and a member of the National Beta 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 Biological Honor Society and the Alpha Chi National College Honor Society, Agustina Moran of East Central University. Kristen Seltzer of Harding University, a senior basketball player from Searcy, a 2-time Capital One CASIDA Academic All-American and GAC Player of the Year, who led the conference regular season champion Lady Bisons to a 29-3 record and their first NCAA tournament appearance. Kristen is with us tonight. Let's give her a hand. Congratulations. Thank you. Our next nominee, Crystal Beecham from Henderson State University, a senior basketball player out of Mahia, Texas. President of Henderson's Student Athlete Advisory Committee, who established the GAC single game scoring record with 41 points this winter versus Southwestern Oklahoma. She's very active in the Make-A-Wish Foundation, also in the FCA as a Lady Ready. Crystal also with us tonight. Let's give her a hand. Crystal Beecham from Henderson. Congratulations. Thank you. Our next nominee for Female Scholar Athlete of the Year, Kelly Mason from Northwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior softball player from Bloomfield, New Mexico. She was a qualifier for the Vice President's Honor Roll during each semester. She also owns the school record for strikeouts after helping her team win a school record 41 games in 2014. Kelly Mason from Northwestern Oklahoma. Our next nominee, Elise Holman of Ouachita Baptist University, a senior basketball player from Berryville, Arkansas. Ended her career as the 10th all-time in rebounding in the school, 7th all-time in school history in block shots. She received the William Downs Outstanding Mass Communications Graduate Award. Bill Downs was my college advisor, so that's the most impressive thing I've read tonight. Also, the Achievement Award from the CCN Newspaper Association. Elise Holman from Ouachita is with us. Let's give her a hand. Congratulations. Thank you. Our next honoree, Cassandra Bratton of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, a sophomore tennis player out of Texas, a 3-time President's List scholar, and a flight champion at the Oklahoma City Intercollegiate Tournament, volunteered more than 700 hours this year for different community events, including Big Sister, Little Sister, and a bone marrow registration drive. Cassandra is with us tonight. Let's give her a hand. Congratulations. Our next nominee, Hannah Gill from Southern Arkansas University, a junior softball player out of Louisiana, a 4-time Dean's List member who has been active in the Mule Riders Community Service Program, a 3-year starter, earned first team All GAC honors, second team All Central Region accolades. Hannah Gill from Southern Arkansas University. Next, Kristen Milster of Southern Nazarene University, a senior basketball player from Washington, Oklahoma. A Capital One CASIDA Academic All-American, compiled a 4.0 grade point average, and the Southern Nazarene School of Business Harper and Pearl Cole Highest Academic Achievement Award. She ranked among the conference's scoring leaders, averaging 18.2 points per game in league play. Kristen Milster from Southern Nazarene University. And our final nominee, Jessica Hurd from Southwestern Oklahoma State University, a senior golfer from Clinton, Oklahoma, a 2-time Women's Golf Coaches Association scholar athlete, helped the Bulldogs finish 12th nationally after earning honorable mention All Great American Conference honors. Jessica Hurd. Those are your nominees. Let's give them all a big hand. And now we will announce our male athlete of the year, our female athlete of the year, our male scholar athlete of the year, and our female scholar athlete of the year. The Great American Conference Male Athlete of the Year, you got a drum roll or anything back there, Mr. Commissioner, is Kevin Rogers from Henderson State University. As you heard, Kevin is a junior from Rockwall, Texas, repeated as the unanimous GAC Offensive Player of the Year, leading Division II in passing yards per game with 400.6, throwing 40 touchdowns, finished third in the voting for the Harlan Hill Award as the top football player in Division II, made the 2013 All-State American Football Coaches Association Good Works team, earned captain status following a national vote. Really got great recognition for our conference. He led the Reddies to a second consecutive undefeated regular season. Henderson State football coach Scott Maxfield says it best, quote, Kevin does not cut corners. He does not take shortcuts. His work ethic is second to none, and he does not shy away from a challenge. He spends much of his free time away from football, volunteering to worthwhile organizations and causes in our area. That from Coach Scott Maxfield. He's a magna cum laude student at Henderson, 3.9 GPA, a true role model, a true model for our conference. Again, let's hear it for Kevin Rogers of Henderson State. Now, our female athlete of the year. Out of Arkansas Tech University, Rebecca Serteval, junior golfer from Stockholm, Sweden. She won her second GAC Women's Golf Championship individual medalist honor. her third GAC Women's Golfer of the Year award, tied for fourth at the 2014 Division II Central Region Championships, and went on to take third place in the NCAA National Championships. In addition to that Great American Conference Championship crown, she won 4 tournaments. She totaled 12 top 10 finishes in 13 tournaments in which she competed. Arkansas Tech coach Amy White says, Rebecca excels in the classroom and on the golf course, but more importantly, she sets an example of what a Division II student athlete is. She has served Arkansas Tech for several years and been a leader in all of our numerous community service projects completed since 2011. Coaches and parents from each school we compete against always comment on her exceptional personality, her great attitude, even more than her golfing ability. I can't imagine a better compliment. Let's give Rebecca a big hand as our female athlete of the year.
Accepting will be Amy White.
Amy is accepting on her behalf, her coach. Thanks, Amy. Next, our male scholar athlete of the year. Probably never heard this name, from Henderson State University, Kevin Rogers, senior. Let's give Kevin another round of applause. He's going to have more yardage tonight than he's had in several games, coming back and forth to the podium. Beyond finishing third, you heard me talk about the Harlan Hill Award. He became the captain, as I mentioned, of the All-State American Football Coaches Association Good Works team. He organized students from both Henderson and Ouachita. Think about that for a minute. He got them to cross the ravine and work together. That's quite a task there, to assist in those tornado relief efforts in Mayflower and Valonia. What a great effort. He has participated in the Ready to Serve program, the Ready to Read program, the Ready to Help program, and the Ready to Teach program. And again, quoting Coach Maxfield, Kevin's character is beyond reproach. Once more, ready to serve, ready to read, ready to help, ready to teach. I hope you're ready to give a round of applause one more time to Kevin Rogers from Henderson State. And our female scholar athlete of the year from Harding University, Christian Seltzer, senior basketball player. Let's give her a hand. So as told you earlier, Harding had a 29-3 record, the first NCAA tournament bid, the GAC Player of the Year, third-team All-American, Capital One Academic All-America honors for the second time. She gave her time also to the Harding University Speech Clinic, the Sidney Diener Elementary School there in Searcy for Communication Sciences and Disorders Practicum, and the Bisons for Christ Service Project. Assistant Athletic Director Scott Good says, I've often heard her coach say that she is a dream for a coach. She always gives maximum effort mixed with determination and a great attitude. Kristen is one of the most decorated student athletes Harding University has ever had. She is near the top of her class in her communications disorders major. She has a love for children that will make her an outstanding speech therapist. On the court, she has been one of the top 5 women's basketball players in our program's history. Close quote. Let's give her a hand again as our female athlete of the scholar athlete of the year, Christian Seltzer. And finally, it's time to give our all-sports champion for the 2013-2014 school year. This institution qualified for NCAA play in 6 sports while picking up first or second place Great American Conference finishes in each of those events. A strong spring capped off by a regular season baseball championship allowed this school to slip past Harding University by 1 point in our closest, obviously, finish to date for the Great American Conference All-Sports Trophy. Let's hear it for the 3-time Great American Conference All-Sports champion. It is Arkansas Tech University. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. Brown.
I'm going to take my chance now.
Do now. Yeah.
I am. The number one sports fan at our university is Mrs. Jill Brown. Yes, I think the athletic director will echo that. And on behalf of everyone at Arkansas Tech, in the name of fair play and good sportsmanship, we're proud to accept. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ms. Brown. Thank you. Steve, congratulations. Mr. Commissioner, do you have anything else? Pick up for your schools, yeah. If a representative from each school would come and pick up these awards, so we will make sure they are distributed to all of the schools. You know, I have had the honor of, for 7 consecutive years, being the MC of the UAM banquet. It's Sports Hall of Fame induction banquet. And Dr. Jack Laster, I says, why do you keep getting me year after year? We honored Dr. Laster earlier, and he says, you always get us out in less than 2 hours. Let it be noted, I got you out in less than an hour and a half. It is 1 minute till 8 o'clock, and this meeting's adjourned. Have a fun evening, everybody.